Hello. Today's daily office gospel comes from the end of the 7th chapter and the beginning of the 8th chapter of St. John. A familiar story perhaps to many of you, the woman caught in adultery. The leaders of the people bring her before Jesus and ask for his judgment on her. And Jesus doodles in the ground for a bit and they press him for a response, and Jesus then straightens up and looks them all in the eye and says, "Let the first among you without sin cast the first stone." Of course, all the people drift away because none of them are sinless. Jesus is left alone with the woman and tells her, "Neither do I condemn you, just as they have not condemned you. Now go and sin no more." It's an invitation for all of us to imagine ourselves standing face to face with Jesus, surrounded by people who use us for their purposes, and for Jesus to look at us with love and with intent, and to treat us gently in the time of judgment, and not condemn us, but to send us free from sin, and with the injunction to sin no more, to lead a better life, whatever that is for us. In today's passage from the early church, St. Augustine of Hippo writes this about Jesus. "It was not enough for God to make his Son our guide to the way. He made him the way itself, that you might travel with him as leader and by him as the way. Therefore, the only Son of God was to come among us, to take our human nature, and in this nature to be born as a man. He was to die, to rise again, to ascend into heaven, to sit at the right hand of the Father, and to fulfill his promises among the nations. And after that to come again, to exact now what he had asked for before, to separate those deserving his anger from those deserving his mercy, to execute his threats against the wicked, and to reward the just as he had promised. All this had therefore to be prophesied, foretold, and impressed on us as an event in the future, in order that we might wait for it in faith, not find it a sudden and dreadful reality." Wait for God's judgment and God's mercy, we hope, in faith and not as a dreadful reality. It will come someday. May we look for it in faith. May we look for it in hope, to stand face to face with Jesus, who loves us and who will not condemn us and who will tell us to go and sin no more. May the blessing, love, and mercy of God, the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit rest upon you and remain with you now and always. Go in peace.